So are we live? Okay, we are live. So when using Dart, we can consume HTTP request. I'm using it inside Flutter also. We have an HTTP package or library specifically maintained by the Dart, I think, or yeah, by the Dart team from Google, and we will be using that packages. I think they have a built-in, but that is built-in on top something on Dart or something not in the. I'm not sure exactly, but it's there, and I will be using that HTTP library. So the main thing that we have to take in consideration, if you are calling a secure APIs and HTTP APIs, you have to add the what you call it, the specific um, authentication or basic authentication like barrier or username plus token, access token. To add that to the authorization or authentication header, and we will using what do you call it, JSON or JSON application JSON to communicate with the server mainly. So always use the content type. I think it will automatically infer it on the HTTP library. I do think I read. Besides, I don't usually explicitly write the content type even if the library define it. Okay, so usually for training, but if the library has a defaults or a different behavior on it, you have to check on it. Usually on Dart I write every header explicitly, so I will be doing the content type application slash JSON. So these two headers. This header I will not be using it because I'm not using a secure API. I will secure it in another way. We done it in another video. We got the token and we try to call the secure API with adding that. Just for when programming, try to minimize the way, like it's easier to just do it directly without authentication. So not every time we'll be doing or getting the tokens or checking for the tokens. We'll do the API directly. In another step, we will be doing the verification on it or the securing on top of it. So we'll be doing this. We have an API from the last video. If you check the last video on update, I think it was update 10. If you check in update 10, you will find the API that we written on .NET for putting or creating tasks or notes and it has the create, update, delete, all of them, all of the tasks that we need. Okay, so we'll go to the code. So this is the API, or before the API, maybe I will check the Swagger API. So if we show the web one, if you see in the web, I have my API on localhost 55011. Okay, on it we have an API called task and one called secure API. The one we need is the task one. In the task one, we have get, post, get and post and get again and put and delete. So post for creation, get and get is for getting the task, this one for getting a single one, this for multiple ones, and the put for the update and delete for deleting. So, and this is the object. So the main thing, try to obtain a JSON representation from the documentation, from anywhere. Now I'm using Swagger here to get a sample code from it. So I will get one class that I will be working with. I will copy this text. I will go to Google and I will write JSON to Dart. You will find multiples. One I written one article before. One is it has the same generator that you will find in the first result, which is JSON to dot, and if you paste the JSON there and click generate, it will give you automatically classes. Importantly, it will generate two classes. One of them is called from JSON, and the other one is called to JSON. This two method is used by the JSON or iConvert classes or namespace to get the data or the information that you need to convert the class from hard coded one from a text one or JSON one. And if you need any sort of data manipulation or anything, it will be there. But mainly it will be doing it using that one. So we have the created add. So for example, on this class, it's treating the created add and modified add as a string. Maybe you need to convert it to date time, or you need to check to null or something like that. So we'll leave it as string as it. We'll copy this text, click copy, and we'll go to our app. So in our app, let me open the app. Where is the app? Yep. We'll show you the code. Where is the code? Yeah, this is the code. So in our app, we will be doing in our app we have main thing. Okay. Yeah, in our app we have main thing. So in the app, I go to the Dart. I will create a class. On the class, I will create a static endpoint. In this variables, I will point where is the API that I want to talk to, all the full link for it. After that, we will be doing three methods. One of them is called all task, one of them is called get task, one of them is create task, one of them is update, and the other one is delete. So we'll go first to, and we have another one, get default methods. First we go to get all task. From it, the first thing we need to do is create an call HTTP, or first we have to install the library. Before that point, you have to install this library. If you go to pubsec, and from there you have to install this library which called HTTP. After you install it, you wait a little. If you're using what do you call it? If you're using VS Code, you will just wait a little. It will get you automatically there. But if you are using something else or other things, you need to call Dart or Dart pub.get or Flutter pub.get or something like that. You call it and it will get that, or will get the library from the web, and it will install it in your project. After that, you will import it to your library. So I'm importing it here. First, I tried to import it without HTTP. I did have a problem, so I imported and explicitly set it as an HTTP. From there, if you go down and you click on, if you go back to the code, you will see here in the first line we're doing HTTP get. We pass the endpoint, the headers, okay, and from that we will get a response. I am doing await, so I will get directly the response. If I don't, I will get a future which you have to wait on it, or do a complete or result or something like that. But I'm getting await HTTP get with the endpoints. I'm getting the results. After that, I will check for status code 200. After that, I will try to convert the JSON to hard class. So first, I convert the text to a JSON object using dart/convert JSON dot decode, and I pass the response body. From that, I have the JSON. After that, I will create a new list. This JSON is array of elements getting or tasks getting from the server. So for each one of them, I will do task from JSON. Remember these two methods that we saw in the beginning. task, and I will pass the JSON, automatically give me back task.json. From that I will add it directly to the list. Now I have a list, I will return the list. So this method will call the server, get the text and convert it to JSON, and after converted to JSON it will add it to a list and return the list to the user or inside that. Next is the same of it. I'll do the get task one. So the get task one is the same thing, but here we will be adding the ID or the GUID. Okay, so we'll add the ID. We'll do the same thing, but instead of working with a list, we'll just go in one object and return this object. Same thing with create, but remember we are using post this time. So in the post method, we'll be doing first, we'll get the object, the hard object, we convert it to string using JSON.encode. The first one was decode. Now we go get the option, and from that we do HTTP post. We give the endpoint, and we pass the body, the string as a body, and we pass the headers that we have. We'll see the header method after a little. From that, it should respond with 201, and we decode the body with the body. Yeah, it will give us back the body updated with create with the GUID and everything. So because we are creating the body and everything, it will give us back the body plus the new with every updated information like the ID and other things that we have there. Also, we will be getting the after that we can convert it again and return the object or the new object to the user. Update task, we will be using the put method, the same thing. We'll just use the put method the same as post, but we are using a different verb there, put. So it will call a different method on the server, which for update. On that one, it will need the ID in the URL, so we'll do the endpoint plus the ID, and the body and the header is the same thing, and the response will be usually 204 on ASP.NET if you're using the standard one. On the delete task, you will do the same thing, delete, give the ID without the body, and it will return 204, no content. Okay, I think no content 204, no, yeah, no content 204. And after that, yeah, so the last method that we want to check is something called get default headers that we use. That one is, we'll pass to it then the header that we have now. If you don't have header, it's an optional variable, so we put it between these two, 1 and 2, so it's optional, so you cannot pass, you can pass nothing. So if someone pass something, we'll check it. First, we have two default headers that we want to send always. One of them is with the access token. First, I have the access token like a global variable there. If it's there, I will be adding an superior space plus the access token, and adding a header authentication plus that one. So to this the first header. Second one, I will always add it, is called content type application JSON. It will add it. After that, I will check the current header. If we have a current header, we will add it to the array or to the map, string. Okay, it's basically like a dictionary. See, I'm adding the user sublight or the my sublight or the function before the function sublight after we add the default one. So if there is another header with the same name, it will override the default one. So this why do you put it in the end of it? So after that you return the headers. After you return the headers, now this is the full class. We have everything there we need. I will end there.